Hello everyone, your host here, and on this channel, we will unveil the veil of history and experience the romance and adventure in The General's Cherished One. Chapter 10. A small house in the middle of the jungle. Her back feels so sore then she remembered that she's being kidnapped by someone. Tried to open her eyes, but was met with darkness. She had been blindfolded and her hands were tied. Li Wei Wei's eyes immediately covered with unshed tears. She is terrified. Realizing her mouth is free, she said, "I have some money if you want, you can take it. Please release me." Her voice was trembling. "No, we don't want your money. We just followed our boss instructions, ha ha ha. Are you afraid?" Their boss is actually Prince Daku-sin. Daku-sin kidnapped her to threaten the general only. He didn't plan on hurting her. When he hit her on the back, he quickly picked her up with bridal style. Once he saw her face, he finally understands why this girl has become a hot topic. I wonder what did the general see in her? That stupid Feng Xujin has never cared about a girl even though their beauty is peerless. Daku-sin thought to himself. He then instructed one of the people he paid to take care of her until the general come. But he didn't know a calamity is about to happen. Maybe we can do something to her, right? Boss didn't say anything about touching. Maybe he also will touch once he meet her. So why don't we try her first? One of the bandits whispered to his friend. They are mesmerized by her beauty. Hearing this, Li Wei Wei's fears increased. She is willing to die if they are going to disgrace her dignity. Trying to scoot far away from them when suddenly someone snatched open her blindfold. She finally saw the villains, her eyes full of tears. Li Wei Wei tried to beg them, trying to convince them she got a lot of money, but they just shake her off. Out of nowhere her mind flashed the image of the general. "General, I am sorry I couldn't help you. Seems like I'm going back to my real home sooner. Mother, father, I love you." Suddenly, a hand come towards her and grab her outer robe and tear it apart. She wanted to pry the hands away, but her hands were tied. "No, don't touch me, just kill me." Feeling helpless, she screamed at the men while crying. Another hands tried to tear apart her last robe. Li Wei Wei could only close her eyes with tears streaming down. Before the hands could tear it, his hands was cut off by someone. She already said no, but you actually dare to touch her. Kill all of them without any mercy. The subordinates have never seen their master get mad. He always remained calm even during the war. "We are sorry, General. We don't know she is your person, please pardon us." One of the scoundrels begging on his knee while crying. Without any mercy, the shadow guards cut off his head. His blood shattered around the house. Li Wei Wei felt numb. Tears raced down her cheeks without any sign of stopping. She had never been this terrified in her whole life. Her back is facing Feng Xujin as she tried to hide herself, so she did not see how he slayed all of them. Feng Xujin watched her cried to herself and he felt so enraged by this. He then touched her shoulder to tell her that she is safe. She is a bit startled, but she turned around slowly looking at the men. Unexpectedly, she hugged him right there, feeling so thankful. She wrapped her small hands around him while standing on her tiptoes. "Thank you so much, you saved me. I thought I'm going back to my real home without seeing you again," she said while sobbing. Feng Xujin stood there like a statue, don't know what to do. The shadow guard also watched the young miss gesture towards their master with jaw drops. After a while, he unconsciously wrapped one of his arm around her too. Feng Xujin don't know why he acted like that. This action shocked the spectators even more. Right now, they are certain that this young miss has place in his heart. Li Wei Wei finally realized all the bad guys has been killed by Feng Xujin. It was a terrifying sight. Looking at her wide teary eyes staring at the corpse, he quickly covered her eyes. "You're welcome." Deep, slightly hoarse voice spoken. Feng Xujin then let her go and take off his own outer robe for her. He placed his outer robe on her, but it seems a bit too big for her. Li Wei Wei suddenly realized that her action earlier is a bit too daring because this is an ancient era. She could feel the warmth of the blush as it crawled up her cheeks. She couldn't lie to herself that she felt her stomach filled with butterflies and her heart beat fast when he hugged her back. "Let's go back, it started to get dark. Your mother and father were very worried about you." Feng Xujin started and Li Wei Wei only nodded. Before they could start moving, one of his shadow guard appeared. "Master, it started to get more darkened, even if we move now. We will be stuck in the middle of forest. Then find a proper place for us to rest. And don't forget to make some fire. It is going to be cold. Feng Xujin gives out instructions. Soon they found a small hut. They decided to stay there till tomorrow morning. Li Wei Wei felt a bit uncomfortable by his silence, so she started the conversation. I'm very grateful that you saved me. I promise I will repay you back. She looked at his beautiful face, well defined, with a sharp jaw and angular cheekbones. The complexion of his skin going well with his ocean-like eyes. He only replied with one sentence. You didn't trouble me, are you mad? She carefully asked him. He just shake his head. A dangerous glint could be seen in his eyes. He speaks so less that I feel like I talk too much. She sighed. Li Wei Wei didn't expect that he is the one who saved her. She thought she is going to die. I want to ask you one question. How did you found me? She couldn't help but curious about his answer. She started to feel sleepy, but she still continued her questions. I have my own ways. Li Wei Wei know he is a reserved person, doesn't like to talk a lot, but she's still frustrated by the way he replied. She then fall asleep with her hands supporting her head. Feng Xujin look at the girl asleep with her head swing to the left and right. He also tried to sleep leaning against the wall. Suddenly he felt something on his shoulder. Looking down at the sleeping figure, he saw her shivering. He then took his cloak and covered her petite form. Oh my god, I didn't knew he got some flirting skills. Covering a girl with his cloak. I didn't know our Glimmer can be so gentle. A red figure appeared at their small hut. Zhao Li has been searching Feng Xujin for a long time. He saw the way Feng Xujin looked at the young miss. Zhao Li knew it very well. Chapter 11. Li Wei Wei could hear birds chirping outside of the hut. She felt something hard against her head. It was his shoulder. Opening her eyes lazily, she looked up to find Feng Xujin sleeping with his head leaning against the wall. She looked at his huge cloak wrapped securely around her. He must be freezing for the whole night. She sneakily put the cloak to cover him the cold. She went out and glanced around, but there is no guard. So she tried to use her voice. Hello, anybody here? Can someone help me? She didn't want to wake Feng Xujin, so she called them using a smaller voice. In a gust of wind, the shadow guard appeared in front of her. She was a bit startled. What is it, miss? What can I help you? He carefully asked her. Can you find some food for me to cook? I would like to make some breakfast. In the modern world, she always cook for herself as she live alone. After a while, the guard helped her lighting up the fire while accompanying the young miss. Unfortunately, he could only catch some fish and some vegetables. He could tell that this young miss is good at cooking as she only cook with the basic ingredients. Li Wei Wei also makes some soup to make sure all of them didn't catch cold. There are some utensils that they can use inside of the huts. She immediately wash. Use some rag to wipe it and then put all the dish in the respective bowls. Once the dishes are ready, she is getting ready to wake him up when Feng Xujin suddenly barged into the kitchen. You are awake, let's eat. I made something simple for all of us. She happily said it as she is very satisfied with her dishes. Li Wei Wei didn't notice his face. He is worried she went missing again. When he woke up, she was nowhere in sight. His murderous side has awakened. But his friend Zhao Li suddenly appeared and told him that the lady is in the kitchen. She noticed he is quiet, so she tried to get his attention again. General, let's eat, waving her hand at him. He took seats beside her and tried to make some conversation. Did you make this? He didn't know she know how to cook as a young miss. They usually have everything ready on the spot. He learned a new side of her. Yes, I made a lot of food. Ask your guard to eat together. Li Wei Wei also thanked all the guard that helped her yesterday. Couldn't refuse her suggestion. He immediately called out his guard. Come out in an instant. About 2 of his guard appeared in front of them. They also looked like an assassin in one glance. Grab some food and eat. They swiftly picked up some food and immediately went outside. They couldn't afford to disturb his master and the young miss. Picking up his chopsticks to eat, he is disturbed by a sudden appearance of a red figure. Jean, you forgot your best friend here. I'm hungry too. I remembered that you are strict when it comes to your food, right? Seeing Feng Xujin ignored him, Li Wei Wei immediately invite Zhao Li to sit with them. You must be Zhao Li, right? Li Wei Wei remember that Feng Xujin has only friend. She finally met another character. Yes. How did you know that? And you are indeed beautiful. Seems like the news can be trusted. Zhao Li received a deadly glare from his friend. I heard a lot about you too. And yeah, thank you for your praise, but I think the rumors is a bit exaggerated. While saying this, she picked up some fish and gave to Feng Xujin, wanting to distract them. After accidentally blurted out about Zhao Li was taken aback momentarily, but he recovered swiftly. His friend has never accepted something from someone. He don't like to be in a debt. Li Wei Wei has put some fish on Feng Xujin bowl when she remembered Zhao Li had said that Feng Xujin is a bit picky. So she tried to take back the fish. I'm sorry. I don't know, you are a bit picky about your F. Her gesture came to a halt when she saw Feng Xujin swiftly picked up and eat the fish that she gave earlier. I'm not, I eat everything right, Zhao Li. Threatening his friend with his deadly look, so Zhao Li only nodded quickly. After their brief breakfast, they quickly head home. Li Wei Wei ride the horse with Feng Xujin. They arrived in capital on the evening, currently in front of the ministerly manor. He insisted on heading straight to his manor without meeting her father. Thank you once again for saving me. I would like to express my deep gratitude to all of you. Feeling a bit sad at this farewell, she hoped they will meet again soon, Zhao Li replied. We will meet again very soon, don't worry, miss. Smiling at Zhao Li, she finally looked at Feng Xujin. Please take care of yourself and stay safe. Li Wei Wei then went inside, pushing the giant door, closing it back while smiling at him. Watching her figure slowly vanish covered by the door, he felt something missing. Then Feng Xujin slowly turned around and head back to his manor. Chapter 12. Yesterday, when Li Wei Wei arrived at home, her mother's swollen red eyes crying looking at her daughter's appearance. Li Wei Wei didn't tell her mother and father she nearly got raped. She don't want to make them more worry. When they asked her about her clothes, she told them her robe got a bit dirty, so the general gave her his robe. Li Wei Wei proceeded to tell her parents how the general saved her and they stay in a hut because of the situation. In the morning, stretching her body a bit. Then she got up. She couldn't sleep properly last night. The bad guy face always appear in her mind. Every time he appeared, she think of the Feng Xujin. She then feels a bit okay. Her chamber suddenly being barged by someone. It was Chi-Chi, miss, I'm so sorry I missed you. Chi-Chi kept on saying sorry as she felt very guilty on this incident. Li Wei Wei tried to comfort her by telling it is okay. It was not her fault, but Chi-Chi continued to cry. The palace court, how is your daughter, Minister Li? The emperor started the conversation. He just wanted to know about the girl well-being. Thankfully my daughter is saved, your majesty. As soon as he arrived in the palace, he quickly expressed his gratitude to the general. Minister Li wouldn't discuss any further about his daughter in the court. He is professional in his field. He didn't want to be labeled as someone kissing up the emperor. Then it's good. General, have you choose your future bride? The time Jin gave you is up. The emperor's attention suddenly drift to the most successful bachelor in the country. Seeing the general is quiet, the emperor quickly added up. There are a lot of talented ladies in our country. Jin will choose one that suits you very well. Before Feng Xujin could say something, the emperor cut him off by passing a royal decree. Eunuch Fu passed my decree. Jin bestowed the great general of our country to marry the daughter of Minister Li Fei Hong named Li Wei Wei. Gasps can be heard in the court. All of them thought it would be Jiang Liao, Prime Minister's daughter. But they are completely wrong. The emperor really hoped that Feng Xujin will realize his own feelings. He sees the general as his own son since Feng Xujin's father is the emperor's best friend. The emperor has promised Feng Xujin's father that he will look after Xujin. Minister Li quickly thanked his majesty for his benevolence. Feng Xujin also wasn't expecting it. He wanted to refuse it earlier, but the emperor used the royal decree's power, so he must obey to it. But he must admit he is relieved it was Li Wei Wei. If it was some annoying lady, he might really took some initiative to refuse it. Eunuch Fu sent the royal decree to the Li manor. This servant will do, your majesty. The eunuch slowly take his leave. The officials started to feel jealous. They feel very disappointed of their own daughter. They couldn't believe the emperor would choose Li Wei Wei. Minister Li manor. Chi-Chi told Li Wei Wei that her father has been looking for her. Then she immediately set off to the main pavilion. While walking, she saw a green figure holding a yellow scroll. Her father and mother also bowed down with respect. She is feeling nervous. It is a royal decree, right? Young Miss Li Wei Wei, come and accept the royal decree. Eunuch Fu started. Li Wei Wei also got on her knees waiting for the eunuch to announce the decree. Daughter of Minister Li Fei Hong. Li Wei Wei, a beautiful lady, graceful, dignified, smart, and also kind-hearted, will be bear oath to the country great general. Feng Xujin, a good-looking man, brave, courageous, and very wise young men. The wedding will take place next month. Surprised by the decree's content, she was astonished. She couldn't believe it was her getting married to the general. The novel has changed one of the plot. She screamed internally in her mind. Li Wei Wei had heard before. Rejecting a royal decree will cause death. She don't want to die in vain. Li Wei Wei, daughter of Minister Li, accept the royal decree. She also don't want to implicate her family. At least one of the plot change. By his side, maybe it will be easier to save him, right? Li Wei Wei, let's think positively. She talked to herself and sighed heavily. General Feng Manor. Feng Xujin and Zhao Li were discussing about their military strategy. One of the guard barged in with a happy face. Eunuch Fu has come to pass the royal decree about your marriage, master. Feng Xujin, only look him like usual. There is no expression. What? You're getting married and you didn't even tell your own best friend. You traitor! Zhao Li couldn't believe his ears. It was a royal decree. I couldn't reject it. Feng Xujin explained shortly. Who is the poor girl? Zhao Li asked, ignoring him. Feng Xujin instructed the servant. Ask Zhao Mama to prepare the betrothal gifts. Once it is prepared, quickly send it to the Minister Li's manor. So it was Li Wei Wei. Do you like her? Zhao Li, curious on why did his friend agree to this marriage. It is none of your business. You do realize that you have a lot of enemy, right? How will you protect her? Your enemy will change their target towards her. Zhao Li worried about the future. What if something happened to Li Wei Wei? I will try my best to protect her. Chapter 13. News of their great general Feng Xujin marrying Minister Li, daughter Li Wei Wei, caused a great commotion. It has also spread outside of the country. All the young lady cry and even throw a tantrum, especially Jiang Liu. She has been living inside the Prime Minister manor after receiving the news. She didn't have the face to meet everyone. She couldn't believe the emperor would choose that worthless girl for the general. The amount of betrothal gifts that the General Feng Manor sent to Minister Li Manor also caused an uproar. They couldn't imagine how rich the general is. While Minister Li's family felt a bit burdened by that, it was a bit extravagant. When they want to send it back, Zhao Mama said the general insisted. Even the emperor has rewarded the Li's family. The emperor has seen Feng Xujin as his own son. Wedding day days passed by speedily. It was finally the wedding day. Li's family has been so busy for the past month. They prepared the best for their one and only daughter. While Li Wei Wei couldn't believe she's getting married at a young age. But in this era, it is considered as in marriageable age. She was so nervous about the future. Her mother has been teaching her on how to take care of her husband before. But Li Wei Wei still felt so awkward. Under the red bridal veil was a beautiful, angelic face with slightly nervous across her face. Li Wei Wei could hear the jubilant sounds of celebration around her. Someone was playing the suona and beating the drums. Suddenly someone barged in. Wei Er, it is already the auspicious hours, let's go. Her mother carefully guided her. Everyone was wondering who will escort the bride. Suddenly an announcement can be heard. The bridegroom has come to escort the bride. Give some way for them. Horses galloping can be heard. They instantly stop in front of the Li's manor. Then the bridal nanny proceed on helping the bride to sit in the carriage. The interior of the sedan chair was so big. It was well designed. Li Wei Wei do feel happy on her wedding day, but she is extremely worried about the wedding night. Head to the wedding hall after a while. They finally arrived. Feng Xujin fetched Li Wei Wei from the carriage by kicking the sedan. After that, they immediately getting ready to start the ceremony. Feng Xujin as usual in his glorious looks. The only differences was the red robe fit right to his body. While Li Wei Wei looked very heavenly stunning. The wedding music has started. But the noise of the crowd is too loud. During the ceremony, the bride and groom stand at the family altar, then they pay homage to heaven and earth. The family ancestors bow to each other. And then you can proceed to the chamber for next custom. Li Wei Wei couldn't see anything, but she quickly bowed towards Feng Xujin. Feng Xujin only looked at her with an intense look. In the chamber, Li Wei Wei keep on fiddling her hands waiting for the general to swipe her bridal veil. What did he look like today? He must be very unhappy to marry me as he is forced by the decreed. She sighed. Her thoughts suddenly shook off by the announcement of the groom arrival. She finally realized it is the wedding night. But she is not ready to sleep with him. They didn't even know each other well. Yes, I might know him very well as I have read all about him. But he don't know me, she deeply thought. Feng Xujin took the traditional stick on his right, then proceed to swiftly open the bridal veil. Finally, the angelic face can be seen. Li Wei Wei can only smile a bit when she saw his face in front of her. She awkwardly said, General, let's exchange the wine cup on the table. We will just skip it and straight go to sleep. Feng Xujin casually said. Li Wei Wei eyes instantly widened at his words. She's becoming more afraid. Feng Xujin was amused by her expression. He knows she is not ready to consummate their marriage. Feng Xujin has a great self-control, so he eventually won't force her. I will change my clothes first. She carefully take off all the accessories on her head. It is okay, Li Wei Wei. Just close your eyes and let the general just get it over. She tried to calm herself down. Even in the modern world, she has never dated anyone. So she has been virgin since forever. She quickly snapped out of her wits. Turn around. She saw Feng Xujin already lay down on the bed. Li Wei Wei slowly walked towards him, laying down carefully on the bed as she is afraid disturbing him. Li Wei Wei then shut her eyes tightly, waiting for the general to ravish her. All of a sudden, a bulky hands put on the blanket around her. Li Wei Wei felt weird, so she looked at Feng Xujin. General, don't call me that, you are my wife. Just call me anything but not that, he said with his eyes closed. Li Wei Wei think of a few nicknames as she don't want to call him husband. Then I will call you Jean. Jean, is it okay? He cringed at the nickname as no one has ever called him with such affection. Nonetheless, he accepted as long as she didn't call him General. Jean. You don't want to consummate our marriage? She asked nervously, looking at his handsome face. You are not ready for it. This line made her so emotional that she chokes up. Smiling at him, mumbling a small thank you. She then sleep comfortably, feeling so thankful that she is blessed with a gentleman husband. Chapter 14. Feng Xujin woke the next morning to the sound of a rooster crowing. He looked at the small figure that keeps snuggling onto him. Li Wei Wei got a bad habit of hugging something when sleeping. In the modern world, she always need her two favorite quilt to be able to sleep. He then picked up a quilt from his side, then put next her. Feng Xujin is a morning person. Heading to his study room, he met Zhao Mama and said, later help her get ready, she has no female servant. Zhao Mama only smiled at him. He might seem a little distant, but he do care about his wife. Li Wei Wei woke up a little late. She is so tired because of yesterday's event. She quickly stretched her body. Madam, it's time to breakfast with the... Zhao Mama looked at her weirdly. Madam, what are you doing? Li Wei Wei is in the middle of stretching her leg, looking at Zhao Mama's shocked face. She quickly get up from the cold floor. Nothing, it's just one of my habit, hee. She tried to make it seem normal. Before Zhao Mama could continue asking, she cut her off. Zhao Mama, you said it's time to get ready, right? I will go take a shower now. Li Wei Wei quickly went to take bath. Zhao Mama just shook her head while thinking, what a weird wife General got. After taking a bath, Zhao Mama helped her to dress up. While doing her hair, Zhao Mama voiced out her opinion. Madam General may seem a bit cold, but he is kind-hearted. He has been alone since he is young, so he doesn't know how to treat people properly. Li Wei Wei knew Feng Xujin has been living a tough life, without any parents by his side. He grew up alone on his own feet. I know Jean see you as his mother figure. Don't worry, I will try my best as long as I'm here. Hearing Feng Xujin's new nickname, Zhao Mama can finally relaxed. Maybe they are closer than I thought. She finally get ready for breakfast with Jean when suddenly Zhao Mama call her again. Madam, it's my responsibility to inspect for the handkerchief since General don't have a mother. So please bring it to me later. Li Wei Wei was dumbfounded. What handkerchief? But she nodded anyway. Later she will ask Jean. Then she ran to catch up Feng Xujin, who is heading to the Bloom's pavilion. Feeling someone tugging his robe, He immediately looked at her. What is it? Zhao Mama want me to hand her a handkerchief, but I don't know which handkerchief, she said while thinking like crazy, looking into her eyes deeply. He found out she is not lying. She don't know what it was. So he decided to play ignorant. I will handle it later, she just nodded him. Curious at what the handkerchief was. She will find out about that later. All the shadow guards around the Feng Manor can feel the atmosphere in the manor change. The new madam presence lighten up the gloomy manor. They keep on eyeing the new couple. The general might have keep his straight face, but the guards know it was one of the rare face he has ever shown. He always has a stern face before he get married. After the breakfast, he told her that he is going to do some work in his study room. If you need anything, just call Zhao Mama or the guard with that. He slowly leave her feeling so bored. She planned on going out to the town looking for some present for him. Zhao Mama, I want to buy some things in the market. I will go around and quickly go home. Bye, Li Wei Wei said while running out of the manor. She is too excited that she forgot to tell Jean. Madam asked for general permissions first. Zhao Mama trailed off the last words as she saw Li Wei Wei has already went out. Chang'an's city unknown to her. Daku Sin has been waiting for her. After the incident, he felt so guilty. He didn't meant for her to get hurt. When he came back to the small hut, he saw all the scoundrels has been killed. In the middle of leaving, he saw a torn-apart girl's outer robe on the floor. He could guess what happened. He wanted to apologize to her. But when he heard the emperor bestowed Feng Xujin to marry her, he postponed his purpose. Daku Sin didn't know how to approach her, so he just watched her walking while her eyes wandering around the town. While walking around, Li Wei Wei accidentally hit a man. That man was drunk. I'm so sorry. She quickly apologized. But the man don't have any intentions to let it go. While slurring, he said, do you know who I am? You dare to crash me. They are immediately surrounded by a crowd. I am so sorry, but you also hit me, so you also need to apologize. Li Wei Wei defending herself. What did you say? I'm about to let you go because you're pretty, but you dared to challenge me. You slut. He yelled while swinging his hand to hit her. Before the hand could land on her face, a hand grabbed the man's wrist. Li Wei Wei looked up to see a young man. That's enough. She apologized, so you also need to say sorry to her. Do you know who she is? Daku Sin felt so relieved he came on the right time. He don't want the girl to get hurt again. The people started to wonder who is the stunning girl. The way she dress up like she resembles someone from a rich family. Hey, who is she? Who are you? The drunk man didn't want to back down. She is the general's woman. And you dared to lift your hand on her. You want to get killed? Gasps can be heard from the crowd. That man is definitely gonna get killed. He actually raised his hands on the general's woman. He deserved it. The crowd started to whisper to each other. The drunk man suddenly got to his knees begging for forgiveness. No, it is okay, just don't do it next time. Li Wei Wei just shake him off. She feels uncomfortable, everyone knowing her identity. Then the drunk man quickly ran away. The crowd started to disperse, leaving the two of them. Thank you for saving me, Mr. Li Wei Wei started. Daku Sin, you can call me Sin. Daku Sin introduced himself. Okay, Sin. You're Daku Sin, really? And how did you know I am the general's wife? She is a bit shocked hearing his identity. Daku Sin is the one Jiang Liu will fall in love for. She is willing to leave Feng Xujin for him. But Li Wei Wei didn't read a lot about him as she has skipped a lot. Yes, I am Daku Sin. Do you know me? He feels weird. The lady in front of him seems to know him. No. I don't know you, of course. Are you one of Jin's friend? She pretended to not know him. I'm not Feng Xujin's friend, never will be. He replied before she could ask any more questions. He cut her off. Do you mind if I join you walking around the capital since you are alone? Li Wei Wei automatically agreed when she saw his desperate face. They began to walk together and sharing some information to each other. Chapter 15. Find that man and cut off his hand that he lifted to touch her. He calmly said like it was something normal. When Zhao Mama told him that Li Wei Wei went out alone, Feng Xujin instructed his shadow guard to follow her. When the small fights happen, the shadow guards was about to stop the drunk man. But his action has been stopped by a familiar man. It was Daku Sin, one of the general enemy. Investigate what is Daku Sin doing here. And protect her closely. He is worried about her safety. But he didn't want to lock her in the manor. Feng Xujin knew Li Wei Wei loved being outside. Back to Chang'an City. Walking around the capital with someone definitely feel better. She could talk to someone. They are currently looking at some accessories. Li Wei Wei wanted to buy something for Jin, so she went to the handmade jade waist accessory section. Li Wei Wei immediately attracted to the white and black color one. The colors suit his personality. She smiled to herself. Suddenly reminded of the man next to her. She also wanted to gift him one. Li Wei Wei picked up a light blue one and gave it to him. This color suits you might look unfriendly. But when people get to know you, you are actually kind. She is thankful because he saved her. So she paid for him too. Daku Sin was surprised when she handed him the one that she chose. But hearing her saying that he's kind make him want to be a better person for her. I'm not kind, I'm actually far from it. Miss Li Wei Wei better be careful. Don't trust people easily. He is jealous that Feng Xujin managed to get her first. If only I met her first. I am sorry I kidnapped you before this. Daku Sin sighed. He don't know how to tell her the truth. He is afraid she won't talk to him again. While walking home, Li Wei Wei suddenly remembered about the handkerchief. Maybe I should ask Sin. I want to ask you something, she started ask away. I don't mind, he loved listening to her voice. This morning I get up. The mama in the Feng Manor asked for a handkerchief to check. I don't know what it was. Do you happen to know what it is for? Daku Sin's face heated up so hard that he looked like he is having a fever. He did not expect such question from her eye. I don't know, maybe it is something important. You should ask someone else, he stuttered. Damn. She is so innocent. The first feels so embarrassed. Feng Xujin, you really get invaluable women. He sighed heavily, nearing her new home. Li Wei Wei saw a familiar figure in front of the front door. She immediately dragged Daku Sin by his wrist to introduce him to her husband. Feng Xujin immediately saw the way she dragged her by his hand. Jin, this my new friend, his name is Daku Sin. Daku Sin, this is my husband, and you know it already. Feng Xujin only nodded at Daku Sin with a deathly glare. Seeing this, Daku Sin quickly take his leave. I will take my leave first. May we meet again, Miss Li Wei Wei. Daku Sin quickly left them. I hope you and Jiang Liao will meet soon. No one is going to stop both of you now. She thought, looking at Daku Sin's back. Li Wei Wei turned to face her husband and glare at him. You scared him, why don't you smile a bit? But Feng Xujin just went inside. He has no intention on ignoring her. But he just feel the need to ignore her. So he just walked away. Did I do something wrong? Why does he look mad? She said to herself while heading to her chamber. Mama Zhao rushed to her asking where did she go. I just went to buy something for him, but he seems mad at me. I don't know why. Li Wei Wei stared at the gift that she bought for him. This girl. General is mad because you didn't inform him. What if something happened to you? He is worried about you, Zhao, Mama explained. Li Wei Wei decided to enter the kitchen to make something sweet for him. Once she's done, she bring the dessert to his study room. Knocking at the door, she heard him said, come in. I made you some mooncake, have a taste. She said without looking it up. When she didn't saw him making any move, she walked to sit beside him. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you worry, fiddling her hands. Feeling sad, suddenly a hand pulled her towards him. Wanting to ease her feeling, he swiftly switched the topic. What did you buy for me? Li Wei Wei suddenly remembered the accessory she bought for him. She take it out from her sleeves. I bought this for you. Because I saw you rarely wear accessory. Feng Xujin is not a fan of any accessory. He likes to wear something simple. He has a lot of accessories in the old cupboard. Only use it when he attends some important matter. Thank you, I appreciate it. What did you bought for yourself? It was her first gift for him. He definitely going to treasure it. I have a lot of accessories, so I don't feel like buying anything for myself. She felt relieved he is not mad anymore. Looking at her husband. She is afraid of her own feeling. She has started to fall for him. His cold and mysterious character she liked the most. He is trying to hide his real feelings by appeared as someone domineering. She knows on the inside he is just a normal human. He also can feel pain, afraid, worried, and maybe love. Maybe we could work this out. Chapter 16. Their relationship has been getting better for the past few weeks. They are becoming more like friends. Li Wei Wei discovered that there are some of his characteristics wasn't written in the novel. They are in the phase of getting used to each other. After she get married into the Feng manor, she haven't visited her parents. Today she is going to visit her parents. The general want to follow her, but Li Wei Wei insists on going alone. She knew he is busy. The emperor has recently called the general to enter the palace, but he sent Zhao Li instead ministerly manner. Li Wei Wei arrived there bringing a lot of gifts. Her mother feel a bit weird at this. Wei where is the general? He didn't come home with you. He is a bit busy, mother. He sent his regard to mother and father. A bit disappointed, but Madame Li understand that the general's position has a huge responsibility. Mother understand. But why did you bring so much things? Wei came alone to see mother and father is enough. Madame Li said to Li Wei Wei while hugging her. Mother, I'm sorry I haven't visited you for the past few weeks. She felt like an ungrateful child. Mother understand. You are already married, so it is right to stay by your husband all the time. Madame Li has never taken it to the heart. She fully understand her daughter. Li Wei Wei only smile at her mother, feeling very grateful for her understanding. How is your relationship with the general? I can't wait to have grandchildren soon. Li Wei Wei stared at her mother. Too surprised to respond immediately. Good. Our relationship is very good. Li Wei Wei was dumbfounded. He haven't even touched her. How will she get pregnant? She couldn't stop herself in blushing. She might be ignorant about a romantic relationship as she has been single since forever. But she is well aware about sex because she is a medical intern. Then good, let's eat. Mother has cooked all your favorite food. Madame Li said while dragging her general Feng manor. Jean. Zhao Li frantic yelling can be heard in the manor. He then barged into Feng Xujin's study room in a hurry. You are so loud, just say it, what is it? Why the emperor summoned me, Feng Xujin said grumpily. The West Princess is coming to our country next week for the alliance matter. Zhao Li said in one breath, so let her come. There is nothing related to us. You don't remember her. Her Highness is the girl who liked to stick on you when you were younger. Zhang. Zhao Li, no, Princess Zhang really like her. Xujin Gij. No, I don't remember her. But the problem is while she is here for the matter. Her Highness insists on living in your manor. And the emperor has promised her what? He feel annoying by the presence of a stranger, but he couldn't refuse the emperor request. If he is still single, he would be able to refuse it as it was not proper for them to live together. But ever since he married Li Wei Wei, the manor has taken 4 girl servants, so the emperor got no choice but to promise the princess. Since it was his majesty request, we will abide it. Let her come. Zhao Li looked at his friend weirdly. Did he forgot about his wife? What about Li Wei Wei? What would she feel if her husband brought another lady to the manor? I'm sure she's okay. You also know that we are not a real couple. We are just being forced by the royal decree. Being forced, haha. As far as I know, you are not someone who can be forced doing something that you don't want to. Zhao Li, well aware that Feng Xujin is afraid that Li Wei Wei don't have any feelings for him. So he didn't take their relationship into a next phase. Maybe the princess presence can help them. Zhao Li make a wish in his heart. West Princess arrival. The current week passed by in a blink of eyes. Li Wei Wei is in the middle of doing some yoga. She has been feeling ache all over her body for the past few days. She can hear footsteps running around. Why are there so many people? She quickly went out to study the current situation. Li Wei Wei saw Zhao Mama and all the servant line up in a long line. She could guess that they are in the middle of welcoming someone. Zhao Mama, what happened? Someone is coming. She whispered to her. General didn't tell you that the West Princess is coming. Her Highness is going to stay here for some important matter. Zhao Mama quickly informed her in the book. Princess Zheng is the youngest princess of the West Country. From the first time she met Feng Xujin when they are young, she liked him. Oh really? But why didn't Her Highness stay at the palace? Li Wei Wei is very curious why a princess would stay in a general manor. Like it is very weird, right? Zhao Mama only smiled at her and said, Princess Zheng has personally requested to stay in the general manor. Li Wei Wei only nodded, trying to digest it suddenly. An announcement been made by an eunuch. The West Princess Zheng has arrived. Unfamiliar flag can be seen from the troop. An extremely luxurious palanquin suddenly stopped in front of the manor. She saw her husband. Jin and his best friend Zhao Li standing at the front row welcoming the princess. An elegant figure proceeds to exit the palanquin. Her beauty is no joke. The way she moves resembling a mighty princess. Oh my god. Why is everyone in the ancient era is so gorgeous? I couldn't believe I'm seeing a West princess. Her thoughts came to a halt when she heard a high-pitched voice. Xujin Gij, it's been a while, I miss you much. You didn't even visit Zheng'er, even for once. Hearing the affectionate name, suddenly unsettled feeling slips in her. Princess Zheng'er, please come in, Feng Xujin said. They quickly went inside to the main pavilion. The princess and Feng Xujin only passed her without any glances. He ignored me, I also don't want to talk to him. Li Wei Wei tried to ease up her jealousy feelings. Chapter 17. Looking at the way the princess keep on following her husband everywhere doesn't sit right with her. So Li Wei Wei decided on sightseeing to distract herself from the image of her husband with another woman. She saw a noodle stand on the capital roadside. So she decided to take a break while filling her empty stomach. Daku Sin hasn't go back to his country. He is currently from the flower brothel. While in his way, he saw a familiar figure sitting alone at the noodle stand. So he decided to approach her. Miss Li Wei Wei, what are you doing here? Daku Sin is glad he could see her again. Sin. It's been a while. I already told you to call by name only. And how are you? Li Wei Wei enjoy seeing him. And she definitely need a companion. What are you doing here alone? Ignoring her question, and he asked her back. I'm just sightseeing. Do you want to eat some noodles? It is my treat. She said. He has noticed long enough that sometimes the girl is very strange. But he enjoy being with her, sure. Let's drink some wine also, he added. But I have never drank it before, she shrugged. Daku Sin looked at her oddly. Every lady who is already at a mature age will drink wine. Once Daku Sin ordered the noodles and wine. They started eating. He noticed she seems a bit down. What's wrong with you? Is there anything wrong? He started carefully. No, there's nothing wrong. Let's try some of the wine. But I'm afraid I will get drunk. She hesitated, holding the wine glass. You trust me, right? I will send you back if you get drunk, just try some. He encouraged her after drinking 2 cups. She is completely drunk that she started to rambling. Sin, you know what, Jin is at home with Ano. Another lady, and she is a princess plus sh. She is so pretty, she's slurring. Now he know why she is sad. He is completely sober as he had a high tolerance towards alcohol. Instantly he feel enraged towards Feng Xujin. That bastard, he actually dared to cheat on her. Let's get up, I will send you back. He carefully carry her and order a carriage. General Feng Manor. An extremely sweet voice can be heard throughout the manor. Xujin Gij. It has been years since we eat together, right? How have you been? Princess Zheng'er sweetly asked while looking at the men she has been wanting since a long time. I'm good. Feng Xujin reply her sentences with only 2 words. Princess Zheng'er feel a bit disappointed, but she tried to cover it. She then picked up a chicken bite wanting to give her Xujin Gij. But a hand quickly grabbed the chicken bite from Xujin. It was Jolly. Ah, Princess Zheng'er, this chicken bite just gave me. Jin, don't eat this. The Princess Zheng'er gesture might lead Feng Xujin to anger. So Zhao Li quickly prevented. Princess Zheng'er was about to whine when a sound of knocking interrupted. What is it? The general and the princess is currently eating. Zhao Li answered on Feng Xujin's behalf. There is a man outside holding Madam. She seems drunk, so I told them to come inside. The guard timidly said, hearing this. Zhao Li swiftly looked at his friend's face. But Feng Xujin already stand up in the middle of leaving. Beside him, a frowning Princess Zheng'er feel annoying by the girl's sudden presence. Princess Zheng'er knew her Xujin Gij already get married. But she has never give up, shameless women. She actually dared to come home after drinking with other men. Xujin Gij deserved better. Feng Xujin's group arrived at the main hall. When they saw the men who is holding Li Wei Wei, they are shocked. Prince Daku Sin. What are you doing here? Princess Zheng'er is a bit surprised on how the playboy Daku Sin is here in Chang'an. Oh, apparently it was you, Princess Zheng'er. It's been a while. Daku Sin greet her back with a flat tone suddenly. They are interrupted by a voice. It was the drunk Li Wei Wei. Sin looked at him. It was him who ignored me. She pointed at Feng Xujin. And you, princess. You are young, pretty, and a princess. Why did you flirt with my husband? Li Wei Wei slurred again. Feng Xujin just stood there looking at Daku-sin. He is so enraged that he feel like torturing someone. Xujin Gij, is this your wife? I think she is a bit shameless, ha 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 ha. She laughed a bit but was stopped by a deep angry voice. This is my wife you're talking about. Please mind your word, princess. Feng Xujin deliberately pressed his words. He stride down the corridor with his long leg to pick up his wife. Feng Xujin pull her left arm towards him, but he is stopped by Daku-sin, who is holding her right arm. Let her go if you don't want to get hurt. I don't care if you're a prince. Seeing the heated atmosphere, Zhao Li interrupted. Prince Daku-sin, it would be better if you let her go. Li Wei Wei is already tired, she need to rest. Zhao Li tried to persuade Daku-sin. Hearing this, he let Li Wei Wei arm go. And she immediately crashed Feng Xujin's body. If you don't want her anymore, let her go. She deserves better. A lot of men will want her wholeheartedly. Including me. Daku-sin deliberately declared it loudly. All the spectators who heard this unconsciously gasps. Even a prince is willing to fight with the general for Li Wei Wei. They envy her. Feng Xujin could feel his muscles grew tense hearing his confession. A boiling fury swelled inside of him. He could almost feel his blood boiling in his veins. His fist automatically curled in anger. He quickly hoisted her over his shoulders, walking away from them as he don't want to lose control in front of everyone. But before he leave, Feng Xujin actually leaves a dangerous warning for him. I will never let her go, don't even dream about that. Chapter 18. While walking to their private pavilion, Li Wei Wei keep on struggling. Her small hands hit his back several times, but he just ignored her. Put me down, you hulk, she yelled loudly. The shadow guards watched them from hiding place. They internally thought, what hulk is. Arriving at their chamber, he delicately put her on her feet. She finally stopped struggling, but her mouth couldn't stop. How much have you drank? You drank so much that you became so drunk, he asked her calmly. 3 cups only, and hello, I am completely sober. Li Wei Wei said while stumbling. You do realize you are my wife, right? Then act like one. You shouldn't drink with other men, he is mad you. You eat with other women, I don't mind. And for your information, Daku-sin is my friend. Nothing more, she tried to explain. Her head feels so dizzy that she was about to fall, but Feng Xujin grasped her tightly before she can kiss the ground. Let me go. You always make me feel like you care for me. But all of a sudden you push me aside, why? Why did you do that to me? I'm confused and I'm tired. She suddenly cried out when he held her waist. Feng Xujin turned her around only to find her face has been stained by tears. Her gut-wrenching sobs tore his heart apart. Before he could say something, she cut him off. I've had it enough. If you really want the princess, then let me go. I will just go back to my real world. Li Wei Wei added tiredly, with flood of tears gushed down her ashen cheeks. You are not leaving me, never. He said sternly with a rigid face. It hurts. It hurts so much. If you don't want me, then don't give me any hope. Li Wei Wei said with hands on her heart. She is positive that she has fallen for him. A tightening of her throat and a short intake of breath. She unexpectedly fainted. He quickly catched the petite body and brought her to the bed. Wei, wake up. Someone call the physician right now. His roaring voice startled everyone. They quickly run towards the private pavilion. Zhao Li quickly barged in a rush. When he saw the fainted body in Feng Xujin's arms, he asked anxiously, what happened? Feng Xujin, what happened? Did you hit her? This is the first time he called his best friend in his full name. He is well aware of Feng Xujin's short-tempered. Zhao Li is afraid Feng Xujin couldn't control his temper and release it on her. She suddenly fainted, and no, I will never hit her. Feng Xujin couldn't believe Zhao Li will regard him as someone who hit women. But he couldn't care less about Zhao Li. Feng Xujin tried to shake Li Wei Wei, but she remained unconscious. Master, the physician is here. The guard arrived with the physician General Feng. I am Physician Mo. Please let me check your wife first. The physician proceeded to check her pulse. There's nothing wrong with your wife. She is just a little stressed. Emotional stress, such as a heated argument or significant crying that causes hyperventilation, can also make a person faint. I will leave a prescription for her. General can rest assured. The physician bowed a bit at the general before he left. All of them started to disperse once they're sure Li Wei Wei is okay. But one person who came there just to see her Xujin Gitch. But she did not expect that he would be so worried about the girl. Princess Zheng Air feel very disappointed. She then go back to her chamber. Back to Li Wei Wei and Feng Xujin. Zhao Mama quickly boil the medicine's ingredient following the prescription. And bring it to me. He instructed Zhao Mama, who brought him a bowl of water with an used cloth. Feng Xujin carefully wiped her extremely sweating face. With no one in the room, he suddenly said something that no one has ever heard from him. I'm sorry, I'm truly sorry, please wake up. Feng Xujin is sincerely felt sorry. He didn't realize his action will hurt her deeply. He stayed up all night while wiping her sweat and fed her the bitter boiled medicine. Feng Xujin deeply regret his own action. He has been living alone since he was a child, so he has no idea on how to treat people decently. I promise you I will make amends for my behavior. He whispered slowly. Chapter 19. Waking up with headache feels like hell. That was exactly what Li Wei Wei were going through this morning. Ouch, my head, I'm not going to drink alcohol again, she said, rubbing her head. Madam, you are already awake. Quickly drink the hangover soup that I made. Zhao Mama gave a bowl of soup to Li Wei Wei. Thank you, Zhao Mama. What time did I come back home? She couldn't remember anything, madam. You really don't remember anything. Yesterday the general stayed up all night taking care of you. Really, huh? I troubled him again. Did I do anything wrong yesterday? She is afraid she acted out of her conscience yesterday. Li Wei Wei suddenly realized her eyes feel very swollen. Closing her eyes briefly, all the memories from last night strike into her memory. What, oh my god, shit, why did I say something like that? What am I supposed to do now? Should I pretend or... I feel so embarrassed. She sprung out of the antique bed after remembering all. She kept walking back and forth thinking on how to avoid him. She desperately wished for the ground to swallow her. I basically confess indirectly I'm so stupid, screaming internally while pulling her hair. Zhao Mama look at Li Wei Wei being odd again. She only shake her head. General also ask you for breakfast with him, what no? I will just eat in my room. She rejected it without any hesitation. But the general has already said he will wait until you come. Now let's get ready. Zhao Mama pulled her to take a shower. Getting dressed up has never been this fast. Before this, she always wished that the ancient clothes and accessories would be less complicated. But right now she wished for a long time. Let's go. The general have been for a quite long time. She feel like fainting again. How do I face him, God? Please give me some idea. While walking towards the main pavilion, she has been looking down like there is something interesting down there. Should I pretend to forget? Since I got no other choices, let's just pretend. Li Wei Wei whispered to herself. While getting near them, she hid behind a pillar. Calm down, try to act like you don't know anything. Shadow guard on the roof look at their madam in a weird perspective. Li Wei Wei, quickly come here. Let's have breakfast together. She heard Zhao Li voice calling her. Li Wei Wei finally peeked behind the pillar, finding all of them is looking directly at her. Hi, good morning, I just woke up. Sorry for keeping you waiting, she sheepishly said while giving them a fake smile. Taking a seat beside the princess, she greeted her without looking at Feng Xujin. Sorry for my late presence, princess. Let's start eating. She wished to get it over quickly. Feeling an intense eyes on her, she looked up a bit. She was really surprised that it was Feng Xujin. She quickly looked down again. Why does he keep on looking at me? Did he want to mock me for yesterday's event? Feeling very uncomfortable that she wanted to throw up. She couldn't eat properly with all eyes on her. Li Wei Wei also refused to take any dish, so she quickly devoured her rice only. Without any warning, a chopstick went near her bowl, putting a piece of chicken. Looking up to see who is the culprit that trying to delay her from leaving quickly. It was him again, ahem. She unexpectedly choked on her food, looking at his face. All the incident flashed back again. A cup of water has been offered to her. She drank it so fast, feeling so thirsty. Are you okay? Feng Xujin finally speak up. Ah, yes, I'm fine. Don't worry, I will leave first. I will take my leave first, thank you, princess. She sprint away from the dining table. What is wrong with Li Wei Wei? Did she probably saw a ghost here? Zhao Li questioning her weird movement. It is probably nothing, let's just enjoy our food. Princess Zheng Heir feel happy that Li Wei Wei finally realized her worth, that she don't deserve Xujin Gij. Before Princess Zheng Heir could dig in to pick some dish, Feng Xujin already stood up and leave them alone. Xujin Gij, she yelled desperately. But he didn't even turn around. Seems like they're having a fight. Zhao Li mumbled to himself, trying to catch her breath after running so fast. Li Wei Wei has never ran that fast before. I think I did a pretty good job by acting. I might be able to become an actress when I go back. She pat herself, feeling proud. Currently on top of the pond wall, she is looking at the fish swimming around. How's your headache? Has it lessened up? A voice from her behind scared her. She turned around a bit too fast till she stumbled. Her left leg tangled with her right leg, making her lose her balance. Feeling like a slow motion, she slowly fell down, waiting to kiss the ground. Using his flying skills, he flew towards her, but it was too late to grab her because of their distance. So he prevented her from falling with his body. Catching her figure swiftly, she fell on top of him. A new embarrassing moment had added up. Her eyes widened up when she felt her lips press onto a cold lips. Quickly aware of their current laying on the floor position, she tried to distance herself from him. She blushed so hard, but his massive hand halted her movements. What are you doing? Your guard is looking. Li Wei Wei half whispered to him, I'm sorry. Feng Xujin only spoke one sentence. He don't care even if everyone are watching them. He had promised to make amends for his behavior. Would she look at his handsome face? Way too close, man, I'm sorry for everything. He said it once again. She could tell he do not say sorry often, but she knew his apologies was sincere. I forgive you. She indirectly admit that she remember everything. After getting her forgiveness, he slowly get up from the dirty floor while holding her up. Before he could say anything, Li Wei Wei has already ran away from him. Reminiscing about the previous incident made him satisfied. It was their first kiss together, even though it was unexpected. As we conclude the story of Li Wei Wei and the general for now, we hope you felt the power of love and its magical ability to transcend time. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode.